So first off, I just want to emphasize that this decision I've made doesn't mean that I'm quitting or giving up on art or creation or even on things I recently started, like Off Saving the World. In fact, I've been working on a new story arc for that webcomic, although this video is not about me promoting that. I'm just saying that to let you know that I am still working on stuff, and I'll continue to work on stuff. It just won't be stuff for this channel anymore because I've discontinued this channel. I'm not deleting it. I'm just basically abandoning it. This has nothing to do with YouTube or the way YouTube is now or the YouTube algorithm or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that and everything to do with me and the fact that my focus and personality have shifted away from the focus and personality of this channel, which is good because the personality I had while I was on this channel was not a personality that deserved to exist. Whether you liked my past content or not, either way, I had a very unhinged, inconsistent, insecure, just all-around toxic personality while making it. Partly because I went undiagnosed and unaware of my own psychology for most of my life, partly because I was surrounded by bad influences, partly because I became a bad influence myself. Point is, I pretty much gained an online following before I gained proper mental health and proper self-awareness. So it's no surprise that the experiences I've had while I was on this channel and being the person I was while I was on this channel were just further proof and evidence that I was the problem and I needed to go away and improve myself if I wanted to break this toxic cycle of panic attacks, emotional abuse, and just general negativity that I created for myself. And ever since Thanksgiving of last year, that's what I've been focusing on. Just being a better version of myself. After years and years of trying to avoid myself and trying to be something I'm not and trying to fit in where I don't belong. Now, part of that involves making my mental health a first priority because I've seen what happens when I put it second or when I don't take it seriously enough, and I do not want to repeat that. Another part is just taking responsibility for my own happiness by making what makes me happy and focusing on the people in my life that make me happy. And another part is just letting go of certain people and certain things that I previously valued and held on to. This channel being one of those things. Now, while I'm not giving up on animation, please do not get your hopes up and do not hold your breath for any future animations on a different channel. Not only am I focusing more on my own personal growth than I am on content creation, but I also simply do not create the same kind of content that you all subscribe to me for. So don't just say, I still support you in everything you do just to be nice, or just because you think that's what I want to hear, because it's really not. That's why the comments are disabled on this video, not because of negative comments, but if anything, more because of positive ones. This video isn't me fishing for compliments, or fishing for support, or fishing for anything, really. This is me reeling in my fishing hook from this lake that is my former audience, because the audience I gained on this channel and the friends I gained on this channel, most of them were never really going to be my friends or audience to begin with. I think a lot of people grow up thinking there's something wrong with them when there really isn't. Maybe they were ridiculed and shamed and maybe even emotionally abused into thinking there's something wrong with them. So they try to hide that thing that's wrong with them by creating a mask of sorts that gives them the appearance of fitting in. Maybe they start fitting in with the very people who shamed them into wearing the mask in the first place, because the mask makes them look just as disparaging and judgmental as those people. And it feels good to fit in, so they just devote all of their time and effort into the mask, developing the mask, refining the mask, improving the mask, and hardly any time into developing themselves and refining themselves and improving themselves. Because why would they? When their mask is the only reason they have friends, followers, and success. So when the mask breaks and they can't wear it anymore, they show just how undeveloped and immature and sensitive and insecure they themselves really were underneath it. Because all the caring that they should have had for themselves went into this mask that they can't even wear anymore. And at that point, it becomes hard to tell who really cares about you and who's just waiting for you to fix the mask and go back to wearing it. Metaphors aside, I spent a long time hating myself for not fitting in and justifying that hatred by surrounding myself with people I didn't fit in with. And I'm just kind of moving on from that cycle. And I'd rather you move on to whatever content you genuinely like. I'd rather you move on to other, more deserving, more stable creators. I'd rather you move on to focusing on the close personal friends you have, while I move on to focusing on the people and things in my life that really matter to me. If the content on this channel still matters to you, like if you still enjoy the stuff on here, it'll still be here for you to enjoy. But as for me, I'd rather just leave this whole mess behind, let it represent who I was, let it represent this unhealthy, unstable person who got what he deserved, while I move on to being a healthier, more stable person who, at the very least, deserves to be happy.